What's up, guys? I'm the Wrestlegamer. Welcome back to Let's Play Time Tenshi 2 Special Edition. Right here on the arcade. On the last episode, Neferuri was going through some weird changes and somehow woke Mizuki up. And Mizuki is completely subservient to her, and apparently Neferuri granted her some powers. Now, as Rose and Tessa are trying to find some way to sabotage the time and find that third time window that was supposed to have been built, we're off with Kyo to restrain Bunny and find if we can find Neferuri and Mizuki, and I think maybe a hug can gently reassure her. Kyo, can you come here for a sec? After a pause, she came up to my side. Suddenly, after Rose and Tessa had left, I wrapped my arms around the unusually timid girl. Kenji? Just like before in the cafeteria, I held her close for a bit and tried to soothe her concerns about the mission ahead. Listen, I know you might not want to go ahead with this, but it really is our best chance. And remember, the sooner we can go back home, get to work on finding another way of saving the future. In the meantime, I'll be here for you, okay? Alright, I guess. Thanks, Kenji. Let's go. Yeah, don't mention it. And so we went to work on securing Bunny. Alright, let's get this over with. You don't seem too happy about this. No, I'm not. Look, I know that this has to be done, but I really do wish that we could have found some way of getting Mizuki and Bunny to listen to us. Yeah. The thing is, you could wish all you want, but that won't make it happen. We have to make things happen, the same way we have to trash this place and put them out of business. What it's worth, I agree. So let's... What was that? Rose glanced down the hallway, slowly scanning for any signs of something. But as she did so, Tessa's impatience got the better of her. What is it? What are you looking for? I'm not sure. It's just that for a moment, I could have sworn that I heard something. Something coming from down the hall. Tessa frowned and looked down the hall as well, but as the two girls scanned the hallway, an electronic ding sounded, followed by the elevator doors opening. I'm not seeing anything but an empty elevator. Well, let's just do this before something happens and the mission blows up in our faces as badly as our last trip to the future. Yes, you're right. Let's do this and get it over with. Without another word, Rose and Tess had stepped into the elevator. Seconds later, the doors closed and the two of them were sent to the surface. You will die for my princess. Well, that should hold her for now. I looked over the unconscious Bunny after we had finished tying her up and frowned and thought. I still wasn't happy with all this, but try as I might, I couldn't think of a viable alternative. Pardon me. Kyo, we needed to start searching the lab, okay? Oh, okay. I bent down and patted her on the shoulder. Look, Kyo, there's nothing we can do. If Mizuki and Bunny won't let us help them, then we don't have any choice, especially with how dangerous their plan might be. I still want to try. If Neferuri shows up, then I have to try and talk to her. I don't think that's such a good idea, but alright. Just as long as you realize that she might not be willing to talk. And if that happens, then I don't want you or anyone else getting hurt by her again, okay? Now come on, we need to search this place and see what we can find. And I just hope that those electromagnetic bombs are still in one piece. With that said, we exited the time window room and made our way into the hallway. Moving carefully in case we encountered Mizuki and Neferuri, wherever they might be, I led the way towards the experimental lab. Pausing just long enough to peek inside and make sure it was empty, I then made my way inside. And there I got a pleasant surprise. The electromagnetic bombs. There they were, on the destructive disc that Tessa had brought with us all seemingly intact and ready to do their duty. Without another thought, I darted up to the table they were sitting on. Glancing around, I searched for a bag or something else to carry the bombs in. Kill, see if there's a bag or something we can carry the bombs in. There was no response to this, and I went several seconds without hearing one. Kyo? With a very bad feeling, I turned to look over my shoulder and saw no signs of Kyo. The Japanese girl had just vanished. Kyo? That's definitely not a good sign. With a choked cry of pain, Kyo found herself pinned against a wall, a soaked cloth pressed to her mouth. Grasping desperately at the forearm of the girl who held her, the whip wielder struggled to breathe, a razor-sharp katana hovering dangerously close to her throat. What happened to us? Silence, imbecile girl. What's happening is that I'm going to kill you and the others. In the name of Princess Neferubi. Kyo's in trouble. Kyo? Kyo, where are you? There was no answer. No matter how many times I called her name, Kyo didn't respond. Kyo? Without any better ideas, I activated my communicator. Rose, can you hear me? It's Kenji. Kenji? What is it? Has something happened? I found the bombs, but Kyo, she's gone. Gone? Oh, where? I don't know, but I had my back to her for a few seconds and she just disappeared. I don't know where she is. Rose, should I start looking for her? No. Look, the longer you're alone, the more likely you are to run into trouble. Grab the bombs and then take the elevator up to the surface. We'll use the bombs on the time window here. Then we'll come back down and start searching for Kyo. I didn't like the idea of not searching for Kyo immediately, but I saw the sense in what Rose was saying. Besides, I was in no hurry to face Mizuki and Neferubi alone. Alright, I'll be there as soon as possible. Okay, be careful. Stepping back into the experimental lab, I did the only thing I could think of. I took off my shirt and used it as an improvised bag for the bombs. As soon as I had gathered them all up, I hurried out of the lab, already mentally mapping out my way to the elevator. I think I got exactly one step into the hallway when something hard smashed into the side of my head. I was sent spilling to the floor, instinctively cradling the bundle of destruction I was carrying. Just as I was getting around to wondering what had hit me, a lithe figure pounced on me. Oh, and what do we have here? What the... Bunny? In the flesh. By the way, I think I still owe you one for what you did to my quantum guard back in Australia. I couldn't believe my eyes as I stared up at the big-boobed bunny girl. Kyo's readings made it clear that Bunny would remain unconscious for no less than a couple of days after what she had been through. And yet here she was, wide awake and on the loose. Even if Neferubi had untied her, she still shouldn't be awake. So how was this? Oh, my dear Bunny. I see you found one of our uninvited guests. I cringed and did my best to look around Bunny and got a surprise. While I definitely recognized Neferuri, who was standing a short distance behind, the Egyptian had changed substantially. The most obvious change was her bust, which was swollen and massive. But she also looked to be taller and her hips more flared. What's happening to her? It was my pleasure, my princess. Indeed. So then, Kenji, isn't it? Kenji Johnson? All alone in your former home, and still trying to defy me. Still trying to fight the future. No, only trying to save it. Chuckling this, Neferuri started to shake her head derisively. But then her eyes went wide and she gasped. Ooh, my princess, is anything wrong? Neferuri didn't seem to hear Bunny. Instead, she staggered against the wall as her already enormous stature and swelled even more, her clothes creaking and groaning in protest. No, Bunny, I feel magnificent. But the moment is almost upon us. We must set everything in motion. Now, the time windows. Right, but what about him? Excuse me. Bring him. There is nothing he can do to stop this. Not anymore. And I think that it's very appropriate that he should be allowed to see what comes next. I had no idea what Neferuri was talking about, and I didn't get the chance to think about it. Bunny smiled and nodded before grabbing me by my wrists and forcing me up onto my feet. Folding my arms behind me, the bunny girl then pushed me down the hallway as Neferuri staggered towards the time window room, her body expanding with every step she took. As I wondered what was happening to Neferuri, Bunny forced me into the time window lab. Bunny, activate the time window so that we can begin. Of course, but what about? Neferuri studied me and licked her lips like she was a ravenous beast. I will restrain him while you work. Just make certain that you work quickly. I don't know how much longer I can restrain myself. As I caught Bunny nodding out of the corner of my eye, and then she pushed me up to Neferuri. Well, before we get that restraining process done, guys and gals, I'm going to go ahead and call it an episode. If you guys like the video, be sure you slam that like button like a champ. And if you guys want to see more of Time Tenshi 2 right here on the arcade, you know the ways you got to do it. Got to hit that subscribe button and click that bell icon so you can turn on notifications so that way you never miss out on another video right here on WGS-TV. So with that being said, I'm your friendly neighborhood Wrestlegamer, and I will see you next time right here on WGS-TV. Bye, guys!